These are the new Beats. This had to be one cut. They're in there. You think I'm joking about this? You think? These are not necessarily made to be put into a bottle of Pepsi, be shuttled 24 feet and take hit damage, but you never know. You could be on a treadmill in a 24-foot building, the building starts coming down and you're flung out of the window. God forbid it ever happens, but if it does, will the Beats Studio Plus survive? Let's find out. I was kind of weirded out. They were feeling warm. They were like kind of warm, but it's okay. It's probably just me, right? Yeah. All right, these ones are playing. You can hear that this one is playing. This is the one. It's not playing, ladies and gentlemen. They've broken. I've broken them.
Wow.
And what's really interesting is there's water inside. If you look really close, you can see that there's water inside. These are obviously the translucent ones. This is the first time ever that we've done this water test, although a little bit more extreme on this channel. And we've gotten earbuds that have not survived. Now what has happened in the past is sometimes when water gets into these earbuds, all you need to do is shake it up a little bit, you need to let it dry out, and they're back working perfectly fine. Generally it's the water that clogs up where the sound is supposed to be coming from, and that just kind of makes a water seal so you don't hear anything. We're gonna go ahead and make sure that's not the case with these. Alright, so it does seem, I put them back in the case, I let them sit there for a bit because I feel like maybe they may have disconnected. Sat them in the case, took them out, shaked them a little bit. You guys hear that, right? So what we found is two things. First of all, the fall damage, that impact didn't really destroy them. What's interesting to note is that there's less water that went in through the actual speaker. There's more water that penetrated through the button that's on the side. So yeah, these ones are buttons controlled. Now the buttons are still working. It pauses and plays, so that's perfectly fine, even though there's like a ton of water in there. And like you can see it up and down. Wow, these were kind of expensive. When I bought them, these were $200, 200 USD. They just come out. Right now you can get them for $170 on Amazon, so they have fallen in price. But these are obviously supposed to be replacing their younger brother, the Beats Studios, which I reviewed 2 years ago. This was 2021, and they were absolute garbage. I am talking one of the worst earbuds I have ever worn in my lifetime. So, did the Beats Studio Plus make up for the worst? Let's find out. This video is sponsored by Aura. Have you ever Googled yourself and be shocked when you find yourself all over the internet? Data brokers are making a fortune selling your information to robocallers, spammers, and hackers. Basically, anyone who'll pay for it and wants to know more about you, like where you live. Aura can identify data brokers exposing your information and submit opt-out requests on your behalf. Brokers are legally required to remove your information if you ask them to, but they make it super hard to do that. Let Aura handle that for you. You can try Aura for free using my link down below and right here for 2 whole weeks. But Aura also does so much more to protect you and your family from online threats that you can't see. One of my favorite features that I have in my Aura app is Aura is going to tell me immediately if my banking information is compromised, or if someone tries to sign up for like a credit card with my personal information. They alert you immediately. So let Aura do the hard work of keeping you safe online so that you can focus on other tasks with peace of mind. Now you have a choice, ladies and gentlemen. You can either let people continue to exploit your personal information and make a fortune off of it, or you can go to aura.com/chilledfossil to get 2 weeks free and be able to try out all the features. Once again, a big shout out to Aura for sponsoring this video. I love their app and I've continued to use it on the video. One of the worst things about the Beats Studio was the fact that you couldn't wirelessly charge them. Just like nowadays, even the cheap $20 earbuds you can wirelessly charge. When it comes to the Beats Studio Plus, you cannot wirelessly charge these either. Why does my camera? But there are a few benefits. First of all, with the charging case, you get 36 hours of total playtime. And without the charging case, it's 9 hours. But the bigger idea is that with a 5-minute charge, you get an hour's worth of playtime. That's their rapid charge thing. It's pretty cool. I've used it. It works. What doesn't work as well as it should in the year 2023 are the extras. I'm talking ANC and I'm talking transparency mode. One of my favorite earbuds ever are also made by Beats. We're talking about the Beats Fit Pros. Those are my absolute favorites because the biggest thing for me is fitment. They need to fit right. And one of the big issues I had with the Beats Studios was it didn't fit that well. And that is the same design that we see in this year's version as well, and it's the same problem. The fitment is not as tight. You're gonna get a much more comfortable and connected fit with something like the Airpods. And if you want less comfort but a very tight fit, you're gonna find that with the Beats Fit Pro. So if you're doing workouts, going to the gym, treadmill, whatever it is, you're gonna find a lot more of that connectivity with the Beats Fit Pros. And because the Beats Fit Pros are so tight in your ear, you get much better active noise canceling. That's an issue with these. In the studios, the 2-year-old version, the noise canceling was a gimmick. It was absolute garbage. And I remember the transparency mode, when you turned it on, it literally sounded like there was just a whistle in your ear. That's all it was. This year, they've definitely improved upon that. It's definitely much better than what they were doing last year. But is it all that much better? Absolutely not, ladies and gentlemen. I can put these in my ear and have a normal conversation with the transparency mode on. Things do sound a little bit more robotic, so it's not like natural sound, and you do see the microphones on the earbuds themselves, so they're literally just feeding that noise into your ear, and again, that just makes it sound a little bit more robotic than some other earbuds, but I don't really have a big problem with that. The big problem is in the active noise canceling. While they make an effort, and a much better effort than the Beats Studios 2 years ago, they're still subpar if you compare it to the Airpods, if you compare it to the Beats Fit Pros, or even one of the Samsung products, the Galaxy Buds. These still kind of fall short, and I wouldn't be hesitant to say that that's a big part in that is this design. Whether it's the gym music that you don't want to listen to, or all the other people's treadmills, or if you're just out in the city and you don't want all that city noise, you're sitting at a cafe and you're trying to study, you're trying to work, you want that active noise canceling, and these I just feel might fall short. If you're really trying to get active noise canceling with these, you're gonna have to push them in very deep. And now, although we're getting ANC, we're losing on the comfort. You're better off just going with something like the AirPods or the earbud style or earphone style earbud. In that way, you're gonna keep that comfort, but get much more ANC than something like this. Okay, so we talked a little bit about fitment, we talked about ANC and transparency modes. What about the build quality? How have these stood up? Well, you just saw an impact. I just did 24 feet again. And although water did get in largely through the button itself, and we're gonna talk about the button in just a second, they still work, and they've continued to work extremely well the entire time. Now, what I found is when you buy the transparency mode, which is the only mode you want to buy, this is the only right choice, guys. Stop it, okay? But when you buy this, you're gonna see a lot more of the imperfections than you would with any of the other cases, and most of the imperfections are not even your fault. In the device itself, we're talking about quality control. So on the back, this black bar, it's a lot more raised on the left side than it is on the right side. Also, this black strip that goes around is not completely solid at points. If you're super obsessive, you might get annoyed by, not having an absolutely perfect symmetric device. But for me, I kind of like that. It adds to the story. It makes it a little bit more personal to me that my device is imperfect. I like that. Connectivity on both Apple devices and Samsung devices, flawless, perfectly fine. Now obviously you do get a few benefits if you connect it with an Apple device, things like being able to see how much charge you have on each individual earbud. You open it up, as soon as you open it, automatically connects. But I've seen that with something like the S23 Ultra as well. So if you have the S23 Ultra and you literally just open this, it's going to automatically connect. So you're gonna get a prompt on your S23 Ultra. If you wanna connect, you press yes, and that's game. So they are pretty fast. I don't see a huge difference between the two devices anymore. So it doesn't matter if you have an Android device and you wanna buy these. You're pretty much getting everything except for the ability to actively monitor the charge level of your case and earbuds. And you're also not going to be able to use the Find My feature that you get on iPhone, where if you lose these, you can theoretically find them by, seeing where they were left or where they are. Now, by the way, this feature is absolute gimmick. It's garbage, okay? I've lost 2 pairs of AirPods, and I'm currently in my 3rd pair. I'm not gonna say I lost them yet, but I don't know where they are. I haven't seen them in 2 weeks. They should be in this apartment somewhere, but I don't know where they are. And according to my Find My app, the last time it saw them was like 3 weeks ago. So yeah, it just, don't rely on that to help you find anything, okay? Okay, so we talked about some of the physical body features. We talked about some of those gimmicky features that were gimmicky in the past, are not so gimmicky anymore, but still compared to some flagships we see today, it does fall short, even when comparing it to the Beats Fit Pros. And the fact that these are very similarly priced to the Beats Fit Pros, again, I would rather go with the Beats Fit Pros. You're giving up on comfort, but you're getting a very, very solid device. One thing I want to mention before we get into the sound is these buttons, okay? And I like the button integration. The Beats Fit Pros have buttons, these have buttons. Obviously, AirPods don't, and that's one of the things I don't like about them. Having buttons gives you that tactile feedback when you want to play, when you want to pause, so you're not accidentally doing anything. You know exactly when that response is going to your phone, and so I really enjoy that. Now, one of the things these don't have is volume control. Out of the box, okay? You can add that. All you got to do is go on your phone, download the Beats app, go and custom macro what pressing and holding does, and you can do volume control. So you can increase the volume, decrease the volume. What I have right now is one tap is play, one tap is pause. Holding it is going to turn on ANC. Holding it is going to turn on transparency. So it just switches between the 2 modes. When I'm in the gym, I have ANC turned on. As soon as I leave the gym and I have to cross the street, get into my car, ANC is off, and I've switched on to transparency mode. So those 2 are the most important, and those are already integrated into the buds out of the box. But if you want to add that volume feature, you're gonna have to do that with the app. We talked about the buttons, we talked about the Fitment. What about sound? Sound is important. You're buying these for the sound. And when it came to the Beat Studio, again, 2021, the thing was that they had really good bass, and about that was it. There was nothing more, ladies and gentlemen. All they had was bass. These ones, however, I think they make up a lot more on the high end than the bass. The bass is still good. It's just as good as it was on this regular 2021 Studio Buds, but the high ends are a lot more clear. They're a little bit more crispier. You know, you hear a little bit more of that higher end, and it's a lot less distorted. Is it blowing me out of the water in any way, shape, or form? Absolutely not. Do these have that 3D immersive? Do they have that 3D immersive? Wait, I don't think they have that 3D immersive sound. Oh, they have spatial audio. So powerful, balanced spatial audio. The box does say they have spatial audio. Do I believe it? I'm not trying to start anything. I have no lawyers, please. But what I am trying to say is the quality of spatial audio on these is not anywhere close to something like the regular AirPods. Okay, so again, I understand these are cheaper, but how much cheaper? And this is where we get into the price. Okay, so the last year's Studio Buds, or 2 years ago now, you can get those for pretty close to $100, maybe even cheaper at some outlets. With these ones, we were looking at $200 when they came out, and now apparently there's some sales going on where these are selling for $170. Now in Canada, here in Toronto, no, okay, well, there's still $200. Call me tits, ladies and gentlemen. But if you're in the US, and I'll be back in the US in like August, or at the end of this month even, they're apparently $170. Is that worth the price? Are these worth that price? Well, there's one thing we haven't talked about. The microphone. Oh my God. Where do I start? It's not that great. It's not. I was on a Discord chat with friends. I've been chatting with them, and I've had the AirPods on for like the longest time when I'm on the Discord server, and they hear me just fine. I can have a regular conversation with them with those. With these ones, you're finicking a lot. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Hello? Can you hear? Oh, you can hear me. Yeah, but I have like a growing migraine in my ear now because these are so weird in my ear. Do you know what I'm talking about? Now, it could be my ears. It could be my gigantic giraffe ears that are causing the problem. But I don't think so. I don't think that's the issue. I think there is an issue with the microphone on these. Okay, so, and I'm not talking about wind noise. I haven't tested these in an environment where it's super windy, so I don't know about that. I'm just talking about regular talking. They cut out. The quality isn't as good as something like the Airpods. And I'm sure the Beats Fit Pros as well. I haven't tested it on the Beats Fit Pros, but the Beats Fit Pros also have pretty good standard call quality. So you can call people, talk to them, and they'll hear you just fine. These don't have that. And it's either my ears, the device, or the design. I haven't tested other earbuds of this design, and this is not like a special design. You put it in and twist it in. It's not special. It's been done a bunch now for like 2-3 years. But the price, all of this being said, what about the price? $170. Let's just say you get these for $170. There's better options. If you're a big guy on Beats, if you really enjoy Beats, or if the only thing you want is increased bass, okay. If you want a transparent case, that's your reason for buying these, valid. Completely valid. You don't even have to, valid, okay? Go ahead and do it. That makes complete sense to me. But if you're a little bit more economical, you know, you're a capitalist, you think about your purchase decisions, I would say, honestly, there's better options. I know people hate it when I make videos where I hate on the product I'm reviewing, because people search for these videos hoping to get good news on a product they want to purchase or maybe have already purchased. I can't give you that great news. If you buy these and these are the only things you ever tested or only high-end earbuds you've ever worn, you're probably not going to find big problems. You're going to probably enjoy them. But if you were to go and test something like the new Airpods or Beats Fit Pros, that's when you kind of find out what the difference is like. And I think that's where you're going to be most disappointed. Did you subscribe? Please make sure to smash the subscribe button because it really helps grow a small channel like this one. And if you have, let me know in the comment section below. Also, if you like this video, smash the like button. If you dislike it, smash the dislike. Also, I have an Instagram. It's not big, but I have one. If you want to check it out, please go ahead and take a look. I wonder how long it's going to take for the water to completely get out. But I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Now, you stay safe. Take it easy. Peace.